A Simple Favor, directed by Paul Feig, who directed Ghostbusters, Spy, The Heat, Bridesmaids, among others, and was adapted from a novel by Darcy Bell, adapted into a screenplay by Jessica Scharzer, who wrote Nerve. And this may have been this may actually be one of my favorite movies of the year. It really was damn good. It was the perfect melding of a lot of genres, like a few genres, and done so well because of great performances and great writing and great directing and great camera work and stuff like that. This really was very well done, but also was almost a parody of psychological thrillers and crime dramas. And I'm going to get into spoilers in a little bit. I'll have a time code in the description, and I also have a time code in the title, and also do this to let you know I'm going to do spoilers. But for now, this has to do with the character of Stephanie, played by Anna Kendrick, who is the perfect woman, by the way, in my personal opinion. Bubbly, funny, dynamite, just a dynamite actress, but also just incredibly beautiful. Just the perfect package, in my personal opinion. Can play comedy, can play drama. She really is great. She really is. Anna Kendrick is fucking terrific. If I ever got a chance to meet her, I'd thank her for making this movie. She's helped, a lot of other movies be really good, but she really lent a whole lot to this. As Stephanie, who is a single mother trying to raise her son, and then you have Blake Lively, who I'm going to admit right away I wasn't necessarily impressed with. I've been more impressed with her going, in the past couple years. But she was good in The Town. She was good in a couple others. Nothing could have saved Green Lantern. Not her, not anybody. Not a $200 million budget. How that movie cost $200 million. Anyway, she was really, really good as the mysterious, alluring mother, Emily. And Stephanie and Emily form a friendship over, basically because their sons go to the same school and everything, and they share some secrets and stuff like that. And Stephanie also has a vlog that she does, and where it has recipes and stuff like that, and home remedies and basic ways to help out mothers and everything. It's a way for her to help, and that's what she is. She's a helper. She's bubbly, but she's also a bit. While very, very vocal, she does apologize, and she's also a little bit reserved. It's like getting yourself out of your comfort zone and everything. And that's kind of where Emily comes in. Emily is an open book yet secretive at the same time. She's very vocal about how she feels and swears and does all this stuff and everything, yet doesn't like her picture being taken, doesn't like delving too much into her past, even though she'll, just make these outlandish things and these outlandish claims, which her husband, Sean, who's played by Henry Golding, who was in Crazy Rich Asians. I have not seen Crazy Rich Asians yet. Please let me know in the comments if it's any good. But he is a fucking dynamite performer. This guy is going to be great for Hollywood for a number of years. Because he's only been acting for like what? Crazy Rich Asians was his first accredited role, or at least his first mainstream Hollywood role, and now he's in this. That's a big 1-2 punch. Just based on what I've heard about Crazy Rich Asians, which again I'll have to see at some point. This guy is really, really good. And what's nice about this movie is it does handle the psychological thriller, the crime drama, and also has a dark comedy element, and handles them well, handles them evenly, doesn't feel like it's weighing one over the other. It has great writing, great performances. The two boys that play Emily and Stephanie's sons are also really good. There's a great supporting cast of various friends and stuff like that, various friends of Stephanie, and they all know about Emily, but they also don't know about Emily. It's like there's a lot to unpack with this movie, because the movie doesn't really let up, and it doesn't assault you with everything. It doesn't. It lets everything unfold. I gotta admit, just based solely on the trailer, thinking I was going to see a straight psychological thriller, I'm like, okay, it'll probably be okay. You got I get a chance to see Anna Kendrick on this a movie screen for 2 hours. Yeah, all right. Blake Lively, okay. And yeah, based on that, but I got so much more when I started watching it. Right from the opening scene to the very end, I knew I was in the hands of somebody that understood how to take an audience on a very thrilling ride. And thrilling in the sense that there's a lot to the performances and to the story, where yes, it all seems familiar, but the way it's handled with such professionalism and handled with such wit that it really isn't. It really, while it is cliche, it doesn't feel cliche like it's insulting your intelligence, and that's what's really really nice about it. It really does feel like such a great, great, wonderful experience. So yes, absolutely fucking see this movie. This movie is 100% great. From beginning to end, as the story unfolds and everything, and all the secret and all the stuff starts to happen, it's really, really good watching this movie and experiencing it. And the performances are great. They're great. The screenplay is great. This Jessica Sharzer, give her more work. She seems to know what she's doing, especially when it comes to adapting stuff. If the screenplay is half as good as a novel by Darcy Bell is, get more novels from Darcy Bell and turn them into Hollywood movies. And use this kind of template where you treat the material with respect, and you could have a whole bunch of great shit for a number of years. Like, I feel like kind of silly singing this movie's praises, but I was entertained, enthralled. I loved this movie. It was really, really good and damn worth watching. So absolutely get out there and watch this. This movie is well worth watching in theaters. So now I'm going to start to get into spoilers. So here, right at 6:30, this is your warning. 3, 2, 1. It does deal with a lot of cliches of crime dramas, psychological thrillers. There are twists and turns of faked death. This simple favor, a simple favor that Emily asked, is for Stephanie to pick up her son from school. And a couple days go by, and nothing. All the while, Emily's husband Sean is in London because he's British, taking care of his mother, who I guess broke her hip. So while he's there, Stephanie's having to unpack all this stuff with this newfound friendship with Emily, and suddenly she's gone. She's having to take care of her son and Emily's son. And the kids starting to ask questions, as kids would, wondering why the hell, their mom isn't around. And Stephanie uses her vlog to still give, tips and recipes and stuff like that to her followers, but also to extend and try to outreach and stuff like that, and become maybe a bit of an investigator and investigate to this because she cares about Emily, but cares about the son, wants to reunite them. Well, as things go on and everything, and you unpack more of it, and you find out, okay, maybe you didn't want to go digging around in someone's past. It turns out that Emily has not been forthcoming with stuff at all. She doesn't like having her picture taken, which should be something right there. She works at an agency or something. I think it's like a fashion design industry or something like that. I think. It doesn't delve too deep into that because it doesn't really need to. But she has this job where she makes sure that the apocalypse doesn't happen, as they say. The company stays afloat, and she'll take off for days at a time or whatever, but she always makes sure to do her job. Well, after being gone for a number of days, people are starting to panic. Some are like, oh, this is just what she does. Even her husband is like, okay, she's gone. She'll just disappear, stuff like that. But I wouldn't think she would leave the son. She's done stuff like this before, but once, she got pregnant, he thought she was over this stuff. Well, as things go on, you have Stephanie and Sean, their characters, get together because it is discovered that Emily suddenly dies. They identify the body by the tattoo on her wrist. It's like a chain thing with like a heart. And there's heroin in her veins and stuff like this. And it seems so unlike Emily. And as things get delved deeper, you have Sean and Stephanie get together. A really, really good scene, actually, where it's like after the grieving at the funeral, it's these two grieving souls that bond and stuff like that. It was a really, really good moment. And I mean, to be honest, who would not want to jump at the chance to sleep with Anna Kendrick? I mean, that's not treating her like she's property. It's like, seriously, I don't know any guy that would not want to jump at the opportunity to get the chance to sleep with Anna Kendrick, who, again, as I said before, is the perfect woman. My opinion, of course. No, I just really like Anna Kendrick, obviously, as you could tell. But everybody in this movie plays their roles just well. There's the creeping suspicion that maybe Stephanie's getting played. And as things go on and as a little more stuff comes out about her, she also has a secret that she had shared with Emily earlier. She had ended up sleeping with her half brother. And so Emily had this, little nickname. She called her brother fucker and stuff like that. Um, and Emily has a lot of her own secrets, like the whole thing with the twin and a lot of shit where she's hidden a whole lot of stuff about how she grew up and where she came from and stuff like that. And basically, her whole damn life is a lie. That's essentially what it comes down to. But it plays this again, the psychological and the crime drama. It plays those cliches. It plays those cliches straight, yet also with a bit of parody. It recognizes that those have been done plenty of times. The whole twin thing's been done enough times. The twists and everything are pretty good. They're still pretty good even if they're familiar, because they're handled with such professionalism and in the hands of such great pros on the writing the movie and also acting. This would not have worked without these three main actors. And nothing against anyone else that you could try to plug in other people here. It's a perfect storm of of some great psychology. People play on like certain fears and stuff like that and suspicions and whatever. It's a good mystery crime, but it's also a really, really great dark comedy. It made me laugh way more than I suspected. And I hope that was the intention. If it wasn't the intention, well, I laughed. I didn't laugh at the movie. I laughed with the movie. And there's a difference there. Yeah, there are the sight gags and stuff like that, like in comedies like Airplane and the Naked Gun movies. Airplane 2 is alright. It wasn't great. I mean, you had William Shatner, but anyway, back to A Simple Favor. Just based solely on what it was, if it had just been a straight psychological thriller, it still could have worked. But handled the way it was, written the way it was, acted the way it was, with everybody in on the joke, but also not insulting the audience, it just was so well done. And you had all this stuff where, okay, maybe, this life insurance policy was taken out, the extra life insurance policy right before Emily died. Maybe it's an insurance scam. Maybe it's a way to, to drive Stephanie crazy. Maybe Stephanie's the one doing all this and everything, and she killed Emily. There's a lot of curveballs that the movie tries to throw at you, even if a lot of them are familiar. It does come down to performances, though, and the performances are really, really damn good. As the movie gets to its conclusion, and you have this whole thing where obviously the insurance scam didn't work and stuff like that, and Emily's upset, and she decides to try and play both Sean and Stephanie against each other, but that ends up biting her in the ass. Because even though like with the stuff with the police and everything, the police turned out to be kind of in on the whole thing after realizing that Stephanie hadn't done anything and Sean was just a pawn, Sean the pawn. They fool Emily by being live streamed on that vlog by a little button and everything right there. It was really, really damn good. And again, I mean, if you guys are watching at this point and you didn't pay attention to the fact that I'm spoiling the movie, I'm sorry, but again, I put, spoilers, and spoilers start at this time, and spoilers start, in the description and everything, and wave my hands and this kind of stuff. So it really was a well done movie, though, from beginning to end. Like, even the end of it, where the end of it is kind of where some comedy comes in and stuff like that, because Emily realizes she can't get away. She had killed her sister and made it seem like it was her, but it wasn't because of the drugs in her system. That was like the one thing. If the girl hadn't had twin hadn't had drugs in her system, dear God, this could have been the perfect crime. But I don't know why I suddenly went Vince McMahon there. But this was so well done. Such a well done movie. Humorous, yet dark. And really fucking well acted. I mean, I don't often give this kind of grade, but A. I'm going to have to say an A. It probably is, if it's not my favorite movie of the year, it's damn close. It's right up there with A Quiet Place and Hereditary. Because the more I thought about Hereditary and A Quiet Place, I might have not graded those things high enough. I should have graded Hereditary an A. I think I originally graded it a B+. But anyway, A Simple Favor is a damn good movie that is well worth watching and absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, that's what I gotta say. So I really am curious to find out what you guys thought of this movie. Like, do you think I praised it too much? Do you think that the movie deserves the praise it's gotten? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. My Twitter handle's in the description if you'd like to discuss it there. And it's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin, and I will see you soon.